Good afternoon. Yeah, different. An afternoon, not a morning. We find ourselves at Arco Roundabout, and instead of going left at the bottom, we're going to go right down towards the beaches. It's a beautiful day today. It's a few clouds, but mostly clear blue skies. Just cross to the roundabout, rotunda. Try and avoid the wasps. You see, it's you could almost see our house from here, up above the church. It's just hiding behind those trees, and that's the Arc. The front of the old volcano slipped into the sea, causing what the local is known as a fascia or fascia, which is I suppose literally translated is a shelf. So there are some shelves on the way down, but the guys that parascend from the top, the base jumpers, they say that you can see the whole of the rest of the circle of the volcano out to sea. If I wasn't such a scaredy cat, I might take them up on that. Who knows, one day. So here we go. We're down to the road that leads us to the beach, to an area called Lado up on my right. And I have to confess, I really don't know what the area is called down off to the left, further down this hill, but there'll be a sign so we can learn something together. There's a house being constructed here up on the right. We looked at that site when we came here. It was an old house and not much land and nowhere to park your car, and so we gave it a miss. The people that bought it sadly got involved with some really rogue builders, and whether it's the same people who own it now or the bank, but Jesus, it's taken 10 years to get to that stage there. It's just cruelty. Mostly to pensioners who want to move here and have a quiet life. This is the Rapido that goes from Arco back through the tunnels and off to Riviera Brava and further on to Funchal. Wow, I'm impressed. A lady on a bike. She has a small electric motor, I think, to help her up the hill. Down here, there's some fabulous plants. I don't know whether you'll see the colour. Yes, you can. They're called croton. Not croutons like you put in your soup. Woo! It's the bus driver waving at me and thankfully not killing me. Oh, it looks like that lady's partner is behind her on a green bike. Maybe not cheating and using the electric engine. Looks like he's working harder. Bodad! The Madeirans will garden any little bit of soil that's available. So you can see right on the side of the road here, I'm going to cross to see if I can get some close-ups. There's poinsettia, there's hibiscus. They are huge. Those hibiscus flowers are huge. That's my hand. They're massive. So pretty. More hibiscus, more poinsettia, and beautiful pink roses. I love roses, red roses. Ooh, gorgeous. All jumbled in around birds of paradise. I guess you might describe it as English cottage gardening, just everything in together. I think it'll be too much into the sun, but there on the silver streak in the sea is the fish farm. There's another house here on the right that was crazy boy. This house here was the same builder that went bust as the one up the road. So another one that probably is owned by the bank, and people have lost money. Such a shame. Lady down here gardening. I think it's a lady. So difficult to tell. Yeah. Beautiful sea views. What she's harvesting. What that? Just weeding. This is very, very expensive real estate here on the left, and amongst the bananas. Consequently, there's lots of the older houses for sale with local people wanting to cash in on the. I don't blame them either. Who wouldn't? Who wants to be a banana grower for the rest of your life, carrying around 60 kilos of bananas on your back? No! See that house with the gross turquoisey blue colour? That house is being built on speculation. No buyer yet, and the builder seems to have either lost interest, gone out of business, or run out of money, one or the other. And then on this side, they're reclaiming a piece of land. I dare say a house will be there before the end of the year, and that pretty little old house there will be sold. It's changing very quickly here, very quickly. But the more modern houses down there, they're all $1 million plus. It's very expensive. One of the most expensive areas on the island, I would say. God, there's some speeders around this afternoon. I wonder what the hurry is. Slow and steady wins the race. Baby. It's if I pan up the mountain there, those of you with a bigger screen will see a really good example of basalt pillars, and in above it the clay levels that are the bits that get washed out, causing the rock falls. And this is a particularly bad area here, which was the main reason for the tunnel that goes through there. In a minute you will come past the clean airway and escape route that goes into the tunnel. But it meant that having that tunnel gave Cagliataviglia, which is where the beaches are, full access all the time. So yes, occasionally there are still quite big rock falls here. They've done all sorts to pin back the rock. You can see they've done that really ugly spraycrete stuff. I've seen lots of that blown out over the years. I don't know what it does to hold it in place, really. Further down, they drilled into the mountainside and actually fixed it with giant screws, so to speak, and then put massive netting over the end. I'll show you later. And it holds the rocks back as they fall, so there's been much less damage. That's the escape route to the big tunnel. Let's see. I always choose to come this road rather than go through the tunnel because you just don't see anything in tunnels, do you? Oh, lovely bamboo. Big fat bamboo. Oh, there's a lovely kestrel flying around down there as well. We might be lucky enough to see them squeaking. They often work in pairs and sort of triangulate the land. Oh, please come near me. Please come. Can you see him? We're so high here, we often get the privilege of seeing them from above. Oh, it'd be nice if we could. They're so pink on their backs. They're truly beautiful birds. Black tips on their wings. Just a pale beige underneath. And I do believe they're indigenous. Lots of the smaller birds we get here are visitors. They just get exhausted coming from England to Africa, so they stop off here for the winter. We do have all year round blackbirds, little finches, goldfinches, greenfinches, something with a cross bill, but I don't know what. I think it's a sort of finch, a bit bigger than the other ones. Oh, the colour of the sea. I don't know whether you can see that. It's just gorgeous. Totally gorgeous. I'm about just over 5 kilometres into my walk now, and if we look through this grill, that mountain up there, that's where I started. That's Costa Verde. Whew. And this is something that always tickles me. The buses. This guy, local bus driver, when he's on a day off, he has his bus that he parks up by his house. And I no idea, does his route not get a bus on his days off? I have no idea. Just, it's so Madeiran. Yeah, so it doesn't go back to the depot. It just gets parked up outside his house at the end of his shift. It's my friend in her smart Renee! you?
I had to stop. It's been
Such a long time. You're looking particularly gorgeous.
well, you are not about yourself.
Thank you.
How are you?
Thank you. I'm good, thanks. I'm good.
I see you exercising.
Yeah. I'm doing. My aim is to do 50 kilometres a week. So getting there. Any news on the house? Any takers?
No, not yet. We've changed
agents.
Yes, and that starts next Thursday.
Oh, okay.
We'll see.
Oh, so, and are you knitting or crafting?
I have a very big problem with my hand,
Renee, I'm so
there's
sorry.
Nothing I can do at the moment.
Oh, God.
I hate it, but it's just reading, I'm afraid.
Just reading?
And listening and looking. But
Good.
the knitting is not
What, you must be doing great exercise or something. You're looking really good.
Compared to what you do, I really do nothing.
Yeah, but I still have a lot of lard to lose.
I only walk Madalena Dumar up and down.
Oh, really?
But every day.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I do.
God, it's just so nice to see you.
It is.
It's good to see you.
Keep up the good work.
I will. And if I'm over your way, I will make a nuisance of myself and come in for coffee.
Do that.
Bye. Thank you for stopping, Renee. Oh, it's my adorable friend Renee Epker, who haven't seen her for ages and ages. We're the Smarty Girls. Hers looks like a wasp. My Smarty is a white one. Ciao! Crazy lady. She's Dutch. I just adore her. She's lovely. She's a great knitter, or she was. She has this huge problem with her hands, and like she said, just reading now and watching and listening. What a shame. Oh, so you've met a friend of mine. I nearly thought about turning off, but I thought, oh hell, what? No, why not? I'm going to keep filming until we get just around the corner, and see, God, the cars come awful close to me sometimes, because I want you to see the beaches of Calietta. And then when we've done that, I'll pick up the pace and run to the bottom. Look at this. Can you see that into the sun? That's anthuriums. It's just a bit sunny. Look at that. Isn't it gorgeous? You can see they've tried various methods of holding the mountain back over the years. That one was quite successful, I think. Even though it looks really old-fashioned now, it seems to have worked. And here we have the beaches of Calietta. They're all man-made, obviously. The first one, which is in a horseshoe shape, was built to go with the new Savoy Hotel. I don't know what sort of a deal was done there. The hotel, called the Saccharum, was previously owned by a company called AFA, which is a big building company here, very big. He also owned Mr. Affa, as we call him, it's not his name, owned a hotel along the other end, And then, whoa, the Savoy owned them both, and Mr. Arthur was building the new Savoy in Funchal. So, some sort of deal went down there. Really good example of the red clay up there. And another example of a house that, don't know whether it was built on spec or whatever, but it's nearly finished. And I did notice when I came down here the other day that there were people viewing it, so maybe it's finished and another builder took over the project, no idea. Possibly. That house there with the long narrow garden and the pool and a terrace going out over the sea is for sale. It's a really lovely house, but there's no parking access. You just have to walk down a rubbly little lane, which is such a shame. It's a beautiful place. It's been a tourist house for a long time, since we've been here certainly. More bananas in their blue bags. I've probably explained before that, oh, there's a really nice example of a big old banana flower there. I've probably explained before that they bag up the bananas in order to keep the flies and rats and other undesirables off the bananas until they just are all the same colour green. And then when they are, they're ready to lift. You see some up there, the bag's broken and they've started to go yellow. So they won't demand the full price. And whereas it all used to be one price, they've developed. God, that house is so plain. I quite like a modern box, but that really is a box. Vorrei de Capella. That's my street. It's the lane of the chapel. Okay. You must be bored to death by now. One more thing to show you. Not the bin. You see that quite pretty shaped house out on the edge there, surrounded in bananas? That is the star in a local soap opera, not even local to Madeira, but Portugal. So the house is used, occasionally you see film crews here. Mostly not, because I think they've done all the outside shots that could last them forever probably. But it's got a lovely entrance, really old fashioned. And I think it is a sort of period soap opera, if there's such a thing. There we are. Well, I'll let you go. Have a lovely afternoon. As soon as I get back, I'll try and get this into production. Taxi. Bye.